areas that could be impacted here, the way this is tracking, and just based on the history of this one storm, this is one that's had kind of a long lifespan here. We've seen it cycle around again, and I would totally expect that to happen again as this moves into Coosa County. So next in line, I know we're not underneath a warning right now, but if you're anywhere, I mentioned from Lake Mitchell to Kelly's Crossroads, the Willona area, you need to be weather alert here as this approaches, because you may see a warning issued and expanded into Coosa County. So let's go to a live look. This is taking you through 1120 first off, and you can see the way that's going to track. It's going to move in the direction. It still looks like Bentleyville to Rockford through 1130. And if we continue on with this, I know a lot of you are watching me right now from Sylacauga, and it looks like we'll have a view of that storm to the north. It looks like it's going to stay south of us. This is going to cross around Flagpole Mountain. It's going to be moving across Coosa County. There's Goodwater, Alexander City area. So if you're in Tallapoosa County as well, this may clip the southern part of Clay County as it continues tracking there to the east. So we now have a tornado warning for Coosa County. So now a tornado warning for Coosa County. Again, we had a confirmed warning because we had a debris signature. Here it is right here. Very strong indication. Clinton, you can see now the tornado has passed to the east of you, and it's about to cross right here at Lake Mitchell. So I mentioned Blue Creek Marina, Grace's Marina, Lake Mitchell area, the RV campsite in that area. Folks, if you know anyone that's at that campsite there off of Lake Mitchell, get on the phone right now, text. They do not need to be, this is not the time to be in a manufactured mobile homes. Mobile homes are great, but at a time like this when it comes to tornadoes, I always hate to say it because you're safer actually being outside as opposed to inside that particular structure. You need to be in a site-built structure, and even a lot of site-built structures can't stand up to a tornado. That's why we often say go to the basement, go to the low spot, and make sure you have a concrete reinforced safe room. So that's that. You know the safety measures, and just keep in mind here, if you're out ahead of this, it would be good just to be prepared in case you need to run to your shelter. You know, you don't want to be barefoot and having to run out to the safe room. Make sure you have shoes on just in case, if there is a power outage and there's some debris you have to cross over. Just want to make sure you keep some of those things in mind. And I mentioned a helmet is a great tool to always have in your arsenal when it comes to severe weather safety. A heavy blanket, a quilt, something to offer protection. I know we talk about old bicycle helmets, but it's not just for the kids, it's for adults too. We learned a lot after April 27, 2011, and helmets, if we really hit that hard enough, prior to April 27th, we learned that could have saved a lot of lives with respect to head and neck related injuries. So that's why we often say that, just some extra protection, just like when you're riding a bicycle, it helps to protect your body. So just keep that in mind. And again, this has been kind of a sporadic thing as this storm has moved along. We've seen a confirmed tornado, then it sort of cycles through, so it's kind of intermittent where we're getting those debris signatures. I don't know if this is still on the ground at this time, but you can clearly tell we have very strong rotation at the least. We're going to have some very strong winds here about to cross at Lake Mitchell. It does look like not as much debris being detected at this time by radar. And as we look at this, yeah, there's still some strong circulation, but I want to back this view out. Is this a separate severe thunderstorm warning that we're seeing right now? That's the old severe thunderstorm warning polygon.
Yeah, that expires at 11:15. That's old.
Okay, so we will see that expire. I mean, we're still looking at a strong storm here. I mean, that's the thing. When you have a tornado, you've got a severe storm that's producing a tornado. So there's going to be a possibility of even some straight line winds in here, 50 plus miles per hour as this moves to the north. Again, for folks to the north, I just want to stress this is far southern part of the area. So if you're staying up late, worried about this weather, places like Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, threat has ended for us. And have we seen some more watches trimmed away? I think very soon we're going to see, so we have seen more of the tornado watches trimmed away for areas to the north. The concern is limited right now to the far south and southeast part of our coverage area at this time. Sylacauga, you can see that warning again is going to stay south of us. Childersburg, south of us. All of Shelby County, this is south of us. This is the greatest risk. But if you are in Clay County, if you are in Tallapoosa County, this would include over in Coosa County, Goodwater, Kelly's Crossroads area I talked about, Alexander City. You're down the line here from this if this continues, and it actually looks like that strong rotation is kind of following the north end of this polygon. You notice that, Tonia?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Let's go to velocity on this again, and this is right there on the lake. Let's zoom into Lake Mitchell here.
Yeah.
So this is south of Quincy, but there it is right there, that rotation. You can see the waterway here just behind the map. In fact, we might be able to take the opacity all the way down on this, Tonia, and we can just see the map so folks can see the river and where this is. So we'll kind of circle that area, and then we will pull off the radar data so you can see right in this area right here. That's where we're seeing the circulation. So that's now crossing. This is crossing the river as we speak. So we're the latest scan showing this now moving across Lake Mitchell and tracking to the northeast direction. So the confirmed tornado warning was in effect. Now it's mostly radar indicated on this warning. I mentioned Kelly's Crossroads. There's the Hillwood area, Highway 22, and points north. I've called this area out a few times, and this looks like once again tonight for folks now in Coosa County. Just stay with us. Hopefully soon we'll be able to sound the all clear, but at this point there is a concern that we still could have a tornado. I need to change some batteries, Tonia. I want to throw it back over to you.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to tell you all that we do have some reports of some damage. Chilton County 911 saying that multiple trees are down and power lines are down on County Road 424. So if you were on County 424 or County Road 424, then you've probably experienced or are experiencing some power outages in that area, since there are some power lines that are down. We've seen some down trees and we're getting reports of that, and there'll likely still be damage as this still continues to move to the north and to the east. So a tornado warning still in effect for the following areas. If you're within Hillwood, Lyle, Kelly's Crossroads, Richville, down towards Pentonville, the city of Rockford and Coosa County, Highway 231. This is tracking towards your area, and I just want to pull up here and kind of reset the scene so that you guys can see areas out to our west. You are in the clear, but what we're watching is down south central Alabama, where there is a tornado warning in effect right now for Coosa County. So this is south of Talladega County, south of Clay County, but we're watching it tracking to the north and east, and it could possibly clip the southern portions of Clay County. And we have already had a confirmed tornado, but now watching this tornado warning that's in effect for portions of Coosa County, and it's stretching across Rockford, where I know that there is some heavily populated areas. So if you're in that area, it's in your best interest to go ahead, get into your safe place, and that's over towards the city of Lyle, Kelly's Crossroads, Richville, Hillwood. You are all included in that tornado warning, and this actually extends even further out towards Kellyton and Highway 9, Highway 280, and this is going to be likely crossing Highway 280 though if this continues to stay put together. So we're tracking this and giving you the updates here, and I just want to take a look at what our rotation is looking like. It's looking a little bit broader here, but still getting some indications of some rotation still being possible over towards Lake Martin. So giving you that first alert. This is heading towards Highway 22 and Kelly's Crossroads, Richville, Lyle, Rockford, moving through Coosa County. So if you're hearing my voice, we want to make sure that you are weather aware and in that safe place. So get to the lowest level of your home, cover your head, and make sure that you stay in that safe place until we give you the clear that this has passed through. But we're watching. Let's see if we have any less of a tornado debris signature, which is good, but we're not in the clear just yet. So still watching this tornado warning that's in effect until at least midnight. So we've still got about 45 minutes until this can possibly be expired. But if this continues to hold together, we'll watch it track to the north and east and likely clipping more of our central portions of Coosa County and tracking over towards Tallapoosa County, and this could clip the southern portions of Clay County. So if you're in any of those areas, make sure you're staying with us here as we continue to give you updates. I want to take a look at our shear rate. So still getting very, very strong winds, an indication of strong winds heading towards Hillwood and the city of Lyle. So this is in Coosa County, now passing Lake Martin, heading towards Hillwood, Lyle, Kelly Crossroads, Highway 22. Strong winds from this tornado that could possibly be still in that area. Still severe storms moving through southern portions of central Alabama. So this is Coosa County moving towards Tallapoosa County. So we'll stay with you. We just got an updated scan here. This is now moving very close and likely in Hillwood and towards Lyle.
And today I want to Jump in here and
Yeah.
just let you know that the tornado warning has expired right now for Chilton County. And
Right.
Brody, if you want to update our maps on our system there, it looks like that tornado warning, again, this has continued into Coosa County. So you'll see the crawl there on the screen as we update. That is Coosa County. But Hillwood to Lyle, right now some strong rotation there moving as Tonia talked about. That's why they continued this warning. There's a chance this could cycle around once again. So now this is mostly tracking to the east of the Lake Mitchell area. But the Weather Service now reporting they just received the first call of multiple trees and power lines down. Steve and Brittany, this will be County Road 424 there in Chilton County. So County Road 424, multiple trees and power lines down. If you want to check on some of those reports, if you're listening in the newsroom as well. So.
Actually, we did just check in with the sheriff, who is actually on his way out to go check on some of the reports that you guys have been talking about.
Correct, and I've also looked up here on Alabama Power. It looks like about 1,100 customers are without power right now in the Chilton County, Verbena area. So I'm seeing some folks on Facebook saying that they have lost power in that area as well, Wes.
Yeah, one piece of good news though, if you're checking the Algo traffic cameras, looks like traffic is fairly light, so folks are staying off the roads for the most part.
All right, yeah, and that's a big concern. You know, we were seeing this thing crossing Interstate 65 right there. I know a heavily traveled area. I know last week was spring break for a lot of folks, but at this late hour, thankfully, yeah, a lot of folks are not on the road, but right there, it's now crossed the interstate, though. This is now mostly this is in Coosa County at this time. So a lot of folks up with us here watching from Rockford, Tonia, and also you can stand by on the camera that we have at Oak Grove because we're going to have a good view of the storm. It's from the north, but generally at night like this, you can't see a lot, but we can tell a lot when we look at how much lightning's happening with this storm, how frequent it is. So many times before we see a storm produce a tornado, we'll see that lightning. It's almost like a strobe light effect. I've seen that so many times. So if you're noticing the lightning really starting to intensify, that's often associated with a storm like this. So if you're seeing there across Coosa County, you're probably hearing some loud rumbles. This is staying, the circulation, it's still evident. It's right here around Lyle. You see that? This is south of Weogufka. Weogufka is to the north, so for our friends from Quincy to Weogufka, you're north of this. This is around Lyle, not far from Highway 22. And let's zoom in really close in here, get into some of these roads south of Bentleyville in Coosa County. We're going to zoom in. Meteorologist Tonia Michelle here on the radar, and you can see there's a lot of county roads out in here. There's Hillwood, the Moriah area. You're at least getting some strong winds, possibly topping 50 miles per hour. Lawson Mill, there's some of the roads. Lawson Mill Road,
Woodfin Road,
County Road 18. And again, this is, Tonia, it looks like it's staying just right there, kind of following just north of Highway 22. But I think this same storm is going to end up moving into Tallapoosa County. And one of our weather watchers right now, we're texting back and forth. He's in Keno right there in Coosa County. So we have some eyes in the sky there. We'll certainly have some ground truth as this continues moving further to the east. Also, Leanne Blair right now seeing some video coming in from, I'll see if I can get some of this put on television here, but I'm looking at a live view from, or recent view coming in from Clay County, and the lightning starting to pick up in those areas. Let me see if I can bring that view up. And yeah, it looks like we're seeing some frequent lightning in parts of Clay County, down into Tallapoosa County. This is just what it looks like there tonight. This is from Leanne Blair. This is in Millerville. This is in Coosa County, so not far from Ashland, but generally right there in that area of Sylacauga. You can see it's nasty out there tonight. I know for a lot of folks up with us here, it looks like the worst of this storm, though, it may stay just south of us here in Ashland and Millerville. So stay with us, stand by. We're going to continue to track this as it moves on to the east. And also, let's check out, I believe we have Oak Grove pulled up. This is a live look I do see the most intense part of this storm. We're looking in the direction of where that's located. That's going to pass to the south. And did we lose his feed? I believe.
Let's see, the latest scan, we might have.
Yeah, may have.
Yeah, because it's not active. It's not, yeah.
Yeah, look. Well, it looks like we have. It looks like the current time there. So, I mean, we've had some strong winds down in this part of the area. A lot of lightning. So we'll keep a watch on that. I mean, this is certainly a nasty storm. Bentleyville down to Lyle. Again, I mentioned Weogufka. This is south of you, but still seeing some indicators of some gusty winds moving through. Let's back the view. Let me reset the scene one more time. I want to go out to the full radar view, and you can see how all this is kind of sweeping to the north and east across the southern part of our coverage area. I mentioned Sylacauga. There's Talladega Springs, there's Childersburg, Sylacauga. You can see how this is staying there off to the south. But as you go further north towards Birmingham and Trussville, you can see the severe risk has ended here. This is just mostly a lot of light rain that's pressing in towards Moody, and the back edge of this now starting to slide on into East Alabama. We'll go back to the animated radar view. Let's check out some areas here like Gadsden and Anniston. I know you're probably hearing some rumbles. Looks like quite a bit of lightning from just south of Anniston. You're probably seeing quite the lightning show down towards Wedowee, but Gadsden right now getting some heavier rainfall. Let me see if I can bring up the, we'll actually pan the view around here. I want to kind of work through the different areas just so you can see. There's Anniston, quite a bit of rain. Look at all this lightning from Lineville back into Folsom. That's why in that video there we're seeing so much lightning here across Clay County tonight. But this is not severe at the moment. The severe weather is right here around Weogufka. That's the storm of the moment you can see in that latest scan. And let's go over to the next view and let's see if we can zoom in again on that, and we'll just kind of stop it here so you can see Chilton County, we're in the clear. This has moved to the east of us. Right now the only concern is Coosa County in the WBRC Fox 6 coverage area right now. This one area from Weogufka back in towards Rockford. But that big picture one more time, let me just take you further north so we can just show you what's happening here. There's Shelby County. You can see most of the rain's actually ended. Northern Shelby County, Birmingham. Looks like that threat has come to an end there. So we're already seeing some big time improvements, and it looks like right here as we approach midnight, we are seeing some improvements. Let's go back to the scan that was showing the velocity data. First Alert AccuTrack meteorologist Tonia Michelle zoomed in right now over Coosa County. Is this the latest scan that we have?
Yeah, it's starting to tighten back up here, Wes. It had brought in for a second, but they're saying, the National Weather Service is saying that they're still watching. There could be another more debris signature popping up here as this begins to tighten back up. As of right now, not seeing anything, but it looks like this rotation is starting to tighten up here. This is just out to the west of the city of Rockford and west of Highway 231. And so if this begins to tighten and a tornado begins to touch ground again, and we have another confirmed tornado warning, if we do, then we'll watch this cross Highway 231. So if you're near Highway 231, near the city of Rockford, and you're listening to this, go ahead and get into your safe place. As of right now, you're still under that tornado warning. No confirmed tornado at the moment, but I'm watching this and it looks like we could have some more rotation being present here in Coosa County. So Coosa County area and areas moving towards Cruzville, Rockford, Highway 231, Bentonville. We're still watching that very, very closely, and it looks like rotation is trying to tighten up, but it's not quite there. We're still getting indication that there could be the possibility of tornado being present in that area near County Road 18, Highway 231, Coosa County Road 120, and this is north of Alabama Highway 22 and in between Rockford up towards Coosa County Road 120. So if you're in that area, that's where we're watching possible rotation being possible and moving towards your area. This is still tracking through majority of Coosa County and moving towards Kellyton. Highway 280 will likely see this. I want to look at this future scan and kind of give you a better idea of the timing of all of this. We're watching this right now in Coosa County, still out to the west of the city of Rockford. But as we push this forward in time, I want to bring this scan back here. As we push this forward in time, we could see this moving towards Goodwater, Alexander City, and Tallapoosa County. So in between Goodwater down towards Alexander City, you still want to be weather aware and alert and make sure you're checking in. Have those devices on hand. Bring that portable charger with you. Stay in that safe place until we give you the clear. But all of those who are in that tornado warning is from Hatchet, 280, Highway 280, down towards Cruzville, Rockford, Bentonville. That is where that storm is going to be moving through that area. Also likely crossing Highway 9. So Highway 231 to Highway 9. If you're in between that near Cruzville, Rockford, you need to be in your safe place. There's still an active tornado warning in effect until 12 a.m. I want to reset the scene here and show you our big picture. Notice that you'll be able to see the only spot that we're seeing a severe storm is down south central Alabama. So once again, this is Coosa County, areas out to the west. If you're over towards Marion down to Sumter, Bibb, Jefferson County, Coleman down to Shelby, and Chilton County, you are in the clear. Chilton County still seeing some storms moving through your area, but no severe storms. The severe storm that we're watching and a possible tornado, that tornado warning is in Coosa County. And so as of right now, I want to take another look here and zoom back in to see if we're getting any indication of tighter rotation.
I don't think we've seen another debris signature off of this. Let's go back to the correlation coefficient. I just want to look. So we did have a couple of healthy debris signatures as this moved across Chilton County. I want to bring in Brittany and Steve again just to talk a little bit, Brittany, as we hold the radar here. Tonia, I'll let you put the tracks and put the radar back up, but Brittany and Steve, you guys are hearing some reports. So we did have some tree damage there in parts of Chilton County and starting to see some of those reports coming in tonight.
We are, Wes, and seeing people talk about maybe some trees uprooted in the roadway there, large trees, as well as power outages. Several, at least 1,800 folks affected in Chilton County, according to Alabama Power. And over in Coosa County, we have about 164 families in the dark right now, no power due to this storm moving through.
Yeah, we're checking with the EMA and the sheriff's offices. Of course, they're quite busy right now, but trying to get the latest information that we can. We understand that there is a power line down perhaps on I-65 near exit 205, if I'm hearing that correctly. So
that's according to the sheriff.
That's according to the sheriff. Okay. So again, you want to be careful about traveling tonight if you don't have to. One other thing, as we mentioned earlier in our 10 o'clock newscast, this is a situation where folks may lose their power, may want to walk outside, try to see what's going on. That can be really dangerous. We actually talked to Carrie Atkins, who had some tips for just how to respond if you have to go outside right now. Guys, do we have that ready?
Electricity doesn't smell like anything. You can't see it, and if it's not actively shorting out on something, you don't hear anything. Just because it's down on the ground does not mean that it's off, and so you need to just stay away from it.
Yeah, so again, it's so important to be as careful as you possibly can. We've covered storms and been out in the dark, and you never know where you're stepping, especially an area that we're not familiar with. Right. We're going to cover something, but even if you're walking around your home, if you're in the dark, it's just really difficult. You may come across a power line and not see it until you're right up on it.
Right, so it's safe to just stay put, right, Wes?
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I brought up the point earlier, on a night like this, if you're out ahead of this, we're talking about Coosa County right now, be ready to go, have your shoes on, I often say, in your severe weather safety kit, things like a whistle, an air horn, something that can make some noise. If you do lose power, you may get lost, it may be dark in that area where first responders can find where you are if you are in some of these areas that are impacted. But again, the risk has really settled down for most of the area. This is the far southern part of the area, but where this storm is crossing, this is just north of Rockford. If you know our friends here in Coosa County know where Hatchet Creek is located, it's right in that area, crossing Highway 231. Still seeing some broad rotation based on the history of this. Weather Service, we're not seeing a confirmed warning right now, but the Weather Service, they have trimmed that warning polygon a bit here as this continues to the east. But I think once this storm moves out of our area, this is going to be it for at least our coverage area. This will become more of a Montgomery severe weather risk for the rest of tonight, and our friends at WSFA and Josh Johnson, my buddy there, will certainly be closely following those weather conditions further south of our area. What you got, Tonia?
that many counties have been trimmed away from the tornado watch at this point. So you'll be able to see here that the only counties, let's see if I can clear this off on the screen.
And Tonia, it looks like the Weather Service here reporting multiple trees down in Dallas County now, but no reports of structural damage.
Okay, yep. And you'll notice that here, the only counties still included in that tornado watch are, let's see, Clay County is still included in that. Of course, Coosa County, where we're watching that tornado warning in effect. Tallapoosa County is still included in that tornado watch, but there's a warning only right now in Coosa County. So if you're listening to us and you're in Coosa County and even in Alexander City heading towards Tallapoosa County, there's still a possibility of a tornado being produced in your area. So if you're in Kellyton down to Rockford, Alexander City, and Tallapoosa County, still stay in that safe place until you are in the clear. But counties out to the west are excluded from that tornado watch. The majority of all this active weather has now pushed down southeast central Alabama. And we've been talking all throughout the day today about what areas are in the greatest threat area. And we've always been highlighting south and east central Alabama. And even Wes can confirm that. We are now still seeing that tornado warning in effect, though, for Coosa County. One of those areas that we have already been talking about would be in that greatest threat zone. So if you're in Coosa County, still you need to stay in that safe place, lowest level of your home, get into the interior portion of your home as well, away from those windows and those electrical appliances. And as I look here and zoom in to see if we're getting any tighter rotation, the good news is, Wes, that it's actually broadened even more. So that's a good sign that we're seeing. And as this continues to track further to the north and east, hopefully we won't see that tighten back up, because when it tightens, that lets us know that we're getting more indication of rotation and a possible tornado. But because it's broadening, that's a good sign there, correct, Wes?
Yeah, very good sign, and hopefully that will continue. Obviously, we don't see that tight gate-to-gate shear that we look at with a product like this. We're not seeing debris showing up at this time, but just stay with us here, Coosa County. Hopefully soon we'll be able to sound the all clear. This warning, is it set to, when's it set to expire? Just a double check. I want to make sure I have my time right. So midnight on this. So this tornado warning will expire at midnight. So Kellington, this area that we've been monitoring all night long, where we're seeing a little bit of spin, certainly some strong winds, it's approaching us. This is Highway 9. This is Highway 280. And I mentioned right around the Hatchet Creek area in here north of Rockford, stretching to Cruzville and Kellington. This is where we're probably seeing some of the stronger wind gusts, but this doesn't look as intense as what we were seeing earlier, and hopefully this will continue. But with a storm like this, what tends to happen, that they start to cycle through. But we did have more storms in this area earlier tonight, so hopefully that did help to kind of eat up a little bit of the energy here in area south. But just looking at structurally at this, it doesn't look as impressive to me. This is starting to look a lot more rugged on radar. Doesn't look as pronounced. I mean, if you look at this and say, hey, where's the circulation based off reflectivity? Almost impossible to identify on this. That's why velocity data is so important. But bottom line here, this is looking much better from what I'm seeing. So again, just hang on here in Coosa County. I know a lot of folks are listening in. It's late. It's been a long evening. This has been really the only storm of the night that's caused problems, and it's been in the far southern part of the area. In fact, I've got to give Matt and Mickey a major shout out, because earlier today, they were talking about tonight we'd see the southeast parts of the area. We would see that greatest risk, and that's where this is all setting up. But Kellington to the Cruzville area right now dealing with some very weak rotation compared to what we're seeing.
Picking up there.
But there you go. See what happens here. It weakens and then it starts to strengthen. So hopefully this doesn't continue to trend in this direction. But this is right there on the Hatchet area and crossing towards Bradford. I mentioned the Kellington. This is at the intersection of Highway 9 and 280 in the Coosa County. I did have a report from our weather watcher in Jemison in the Union Grove area. We've got two weather watchers there. Justin Gentry said a peak wind gust of 30 miles per hour over northern Chilton County as this moved through, but measured over 1.5 inches of rain. And also he checked in with Chilton County EMA Director Nick Bolton, and Nick's reporting some trees down across parts of Chilton County as well. So getting those reports in. And let me see, I believe we might have some more storm reports. Looks like we've got trees down across the roadway blocking both lanes on County Road 41 in the Clanton area. County Road 15 in Maplesville, we got trees down. Looks like U.S. Highway 82, Billingsley. There are trees down, tree in the road just on the southbound lane. So there's along the path of this, we got a lot of trees over some roadways. So if you are traveling late tonight, and it looks like this is starting to pick up again. You see that, Tonia?
Yep,
Some
I'm just
strong
looking at
rotation
that.
showing up. Looks like Clanton County Road 49, another tree in the road there. A lot of trees in the road. Looks like a wreck being reported, an accident between 226 and 225 in the Jemison area. Another trees down in Verbena along Highway 31. We've got a tree across a power line, not in the roadway. Some trees blocking the northbound lane of Highway 183 in Lawley. Another report that we have. So a lot of reports of some trees down in this part of the coverage area, so we need to be extra careful. The warning has been trimmed back some. We need to watch, though. We might see this expanded on over into Tallapoosa County. Goodwater, that circulation, you can see it's just south of us. This is passing south of Sylacauga, so there we go.
It weakened again, yeah.
Weakened again, that latest scan. So
the one good thing, Wes, though, that I've been paying attention to, even as the winds were picking up, it looks like, though, when we look here at our tornado detection, it's not tight. We're not seeing any tight rotation, and it hasn't seemed to tighten up even when those winds began to pick up. But looking at this model right here, our rotation tracker, it looks like we have weaker.
Didn't mean to cut you off there, Tonia, but I was going to say, what does a triple threat look like? Keep an eye on that, too.
Let's see here. Let's take a look at the triple threat. Well, there could be some hail behind where the storm was at, near Hanover, Hatchet, or behind Hatchet, to the west of Hatchet. But over towards Bradford, we're just more the barren. Our triple threat's not really giving us any indication of it being a stronger storm. But as far as our tornado detection, it looks like we still got weak rotation, but our rotation tracker has been going from strong to weak back and forth.
Yeah, but I was going to say, when you pulled that up,
oh yeah, let me pull it back up.
Sometimes it will show you, you're seeing some winds there, 50 plus miles per hour, even if it's not a tornado. So it's nice, you pulled that up there. We don't see that indicator of 50, 60 mile per hour wind. So even the risk of straight line winds is much lower with that right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So that means we can have lower risk for damages, which is good, but we're still in that tornado warning at least until midnight tonight. So I want to make sure that areas between Hatchet and Bradford, there's still a possibility that we could see some tighter rotation. I want to show you reflectivity, though, because we're seeing more of this rain, steady rainfall and storms down to the south. Hopefully that can help to limit instability for where we're seeing that polygon at near Cruzville, Hatchet, and Kellyton, Highway 9. Hopefully that will help to limit instability and we won't see this storm strengthening over the next hour or so. But we still have a couple of minutes, about 20 minutes or so, until this tornado warning expires. And if I click here, we still have that tornado warning in effect for Coosa County until at least midnight. So that gives us about 20 minutes. So we're going to continue to watch this. We're now planning a downstream warning for now. So the National Weather Service might be planning on downstreaming this warning and may turn it back into a severe thunderstorm.
No, they're saying they're not planning.
Oh, not.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so they're not planning it right now, but
they're still watching it.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's still a chance for this to strengthen. Yeah, absolutely. Right now, still seeing weak rotation with this over towards Bradford, Kellyton, and this is near Highway 280. So this storm is moving over and past Highway 280. So if you're still in this area, you need to still be in that safe place, low level of your home, interior portion of your home, away from windows, those electrical appliances. Once again, from Hatchet on 280 all the way down to Kellyton. And then still, if you're in Pearson Chapel in Tallapoosa County, it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and be in your safe place too, because this is not over just yet. We can still see this storm try to strengthen as it moves further and further to the east. But right now we're watching Coosa County. I want to reset the scene here for our entire DMA. We're seeing more and more counties being trimmed away from that tornado watch. Notice that areas to the west of I-65 have all been excluded from that tornado watch across central Alabama. And the one area that we're watching is down south and east central Alabama. So this is down towards Coosa County, south of Clay County, and over towards Tallapoosa. Still a tornado warning in effect until midnight in Coosa County. So this is already past Chilton County. If you're over towards Goodwater, though, an area south down towards Kellyton, Highway 9, Bradford, you need to be in that safe place until this tornado warning has has expired. And once again, that tornado warning in effect until midnight. I want to take a look here to see if anything has strengthened. It's trying to, but still seeing more broad rotation with this storm, which is a good sign. And we can look here to see if there's any debris indication. So no, still no debris indication here. And as we look at our shear rate, still looking at a weak rotation with this storm, but still a strong and severe storm moving through that area. So you still want to make sure that you're in that safe place until this has expired. I don't know if we're getting any reports of any more damages, but we have had reports of downed trees. We have had reports of power lines being down, and I can even use one of our models here to see how many places and homes are out of power at this time. Let's look at that county power outage, and we can pixel query this here. Okay, let me get the numbers up here on the screen. There we go. So about 100 homes out of power right now. And like Brittany was saying, 100 people, 100 homes could be in the dark at this point. So with those down power lines and these storms still moving through the area, we'll likely still see more damage, down trees causing more power outages as this tracks across southern portions of central Alabama. So Coosa County, if you're in Coosa County and you're listening to my voice from Hatchet near 280, Highway 280 down to Kellyton, Highway 9, you need to still be in that safe place, and there could be an extension of that tornado warning as it pushes closer and closer towards Tallapoosa County. But the one good thing I can say is that we're not seeing any tight rotation with this storm as it's moving over towards Coosa County Road 85. Once again, Kellyton, Highway 280. Over towards Coosa County Road 130, Coosa County Road 130 and 85. So if you're in that area, that's where we're seeing the strongest portion of this storm, but still weaker rotation with it, which is good news, but we're still watching it. And there's a chance for it to strengthen as it continues to track across our southern counties. Let's see. Looks like, let's see any reports. I'm looking here at our National Weather Service chat.
Yeah, Tonia, I'm watching things right now. And the good sign is this is not starting to strengthen, starting to tighten up again. Main concern at this moment is just going to be some gusty winds, possibly some small hail with this, some heavy rain as this crosses there in Kellington. So hopefully very soon we will be able to drop this tornado warning. But I know this is putting on quite the show. This is a live look from down into Clay County. This is from the Millerville area, but you can see the lightnings. It's popping out there tonight as these strong storms. Some of that video coming in from Leanne Blair in Clay County from those areas to the south. But again, that's what we're tracking tonight. A lot of reports of trees down across Chilton County into those areas, but this storm has certainly weakened quite a bit. But as we go to the radar view, want to back things out, sort of reset the stage here across the entire area. And you can see that the watch, first off, let's clear some of this off. You can see the watch has ended. We've been cleared from the tornado watch in Chilton County and Talladega County. So the threat has ended for us, and it's just, you can see right there, the far southeast part of the area, and hopefully we'll see that end soon. Clay County, we're still in the tornado watch, but let's go to the radar, and I'm not seeing anything concerning. The only reason we're probably still in that watch is just in case we see this storm maybe clip the far southern part of the county. But you can see there's still showing quite a few lightning strikes with this, over 70 strikes. So lightning really popping over towards Wedowee too. We have a lot of folks that watch us here in the parts of Randolph County. So if you're in Wedowee, Chambers County, in those areas, do stay alert just in case this storm tries to ramp up again. But with all this rain, just kind of highlighting on the screen, you see back to the east with all this rain happening, Tonia, that should help us out. You know, as this storm moves in this direction, hopefully it's going to move into an environment not as unstable because we've had some heavier rain and some storms in that area. So hopefully this is on the downward trend. Okay, so Brody Wesson, our First Alert weather watcher, has been incredible helping us out here tonight, and we are seeing right now that warning has been canceled. So some great news to pass along. If you're in Coosa County, you can see, looking at this thing, it certainly has weakened quite a bit right in that area. That's the base velocity, storm relative velocity. Doesn't look as impressive at this time, Tonia. So
yeah, not at all.
That's, look, we circled right in that area. Yeah, you see right in that area. So just to kind of track this along, I know we're not getting a shear marker on this, but if we if we kind of put a manual storm track, I just want to, what was the motion on that at last
50
check?
miles per hour.
So 50. So moving to the northeast at 50. If we follow along, Ashland, this will stay south of you. This is going to be by 12:07 in the morning, just after midnight, around Simpson, Mellow Valley. Again, this is moving out of our coverage area. This is moving more into the Montgomery market, but we're going to stay on this for a while because, and as this, just in case this cycles through, we're just going to stay on just to see what happens with this as this moves into northern Tallapoosa County. I know a lot of folks are up with us watching us right now in Alexander City, and some of the strong winds with this are now just north of Alexander City. But Talladega, happy to report, watch canceled for us, and soon, hopefully, we'll see Clay County dropped, and even Coosa County, hopefully soon, we'll see that watch drop for our area as well. So seeing some improvements there across our area tonight as we go back and look at some of the reports. Again, we've had reports I mentioned earlier. This was an interesting stat here, Tonia.
I was reading that.
Yeah, this is our first tornadoes of the year for the Birmingham area. This is the longest into the year we have gone without a tornado in our area since 2004. So we broke that streak tonight across our area. It happened May 31st, 2004. That was the longest streak without a tornado. Let's see. 2004, 2002, we had a long streak without tornadoes, and also 1998, another year. But this is going back through 1988 data. But all of the years since 1988 have featured at least one tornado by the end of March. So quite a stretch there. I like those kind of statistics, right? and hopefully that trend will continue, and hopefully tonight certainly doesn't set the tone for April. But as I mentioned earlier, this was not a major outbreak sort of setup across our area tonight. This was going to be a situation where we saw a few warnings, kind of like what we had so far late tonight, but we saw those ingredients that were in place. Did the watch drop?
No, I just took it off to clear it off a little bit. But we'll see more counties getting removed from that very shortly, though.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to sound the all clear as far as the tornado watch. But I know a lot of folks are still up late with us. We're approaching midnight. We'll probably take this up to the top of the hour here, but again, no active warnings at the moment. And once this threat comes to an end, I mentioned it looks like early Friday and early Saturday we still could see some patchy frost across the area. So we do have some colder weather that's going to come in later in the week, but there won't be another storm threat through the weekend. This is the only night this week we were concerned about. We'll need to watch next week, next Tuesday. Again, we're sort of in a Tuesday pattern right now. It didn't look as too impressive from what we saw earlier tonight, but we still have plenty of time to keep a watch on that. But thankfully, the warnings have expired, but you can still see the lightning strike count there. We're still seeing over 100 strikes in parts of our area. Steve and Brittany's still here in the studio with us. I want to go back to you guys because I know you're following along on a lot of the reports that we're getting now across parts of the area, and want to go back over to you guys to get an update on storm reports across the area. I know mostly we're hearing about trees down. We've had reports of power lines, things like that, but are you guys hearing anything about any sort of structural damage? What do you have for us?
Well, right now, Wes, we're getting more reports just of, like you said, trees down, power lines down, some folks saying County Road 41. But I do want to give some good news. A lot of people, a lot of chatter about Peach Park, folks wanting to know about that area. And as far as we know, the owner has said that there is no damage to the Peach Park area. Some folks saying they are checking on their families who live there, and they have not heard of any damage in that area. So that's a good update at this time. But yes, there are power lines down, trees down in different areas in Chilton County, going towards Coosa, where we were just hearing of these tornado warnings. So you definitely want to be careful if you have to leave out of your home. If you're going out for some reason, just don't touch anything you see on the ground, because it can definitely harm you if you do.
And want to be careful as you get up tomorrow to head out and inspect damage. If you're trying to get to school, get to work, give yourself a little extra time.
Absolutely. And as for those power outages, it's looking like, according to Alabama Power, we are still seeing several homes without power right now. As far as in Coosa County, it's about 181 homes right now without power. Going back into Chilton, 1,899 families without power right now. So there are some folks in the dark, but I will say on Facebook, Wes, some folks were talking in the comments on your live and they were saying, hey, we're watching you on the phone. So that's, hey, you do whatever you can in that situation, and you want to always have that phone there, because if the power does go out, you need to be able to get those updates. So Wes, some folks were thanking you for keeping them updated and safe as they're watching on their phones.
As you guys always say, charge your devices, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's no matter how you get the information, Brittany and Steve, you know, one thing, there's so many different ways to gather weather information now, and I say this, one of the big components now is texting, calling people you know in your social circles. That really helps us out greatly, because you just never know. I remember, you know, growing up in Tuscaloosa, we have severe weather. Everybody would call each other and say, hey, do you see what they're talking about? Just getting the word out.
Folks.
Yeah, helping each other and staying weather alert. You guys were talking about some of the trees down. I just found a photo, and a lot of folks share pictures with us, and you know, I don't encourage anyone to go out in the middle of a storm and take photos, but if it's after the storm, there's some damage, it might help some folks knowing where we have roads blocked, things like that. If you do have a storm report and may need some assistance in some situations, but folks send us pictures, and it's an easy one-step process, can be sent in on the First Alert Weather app. It comes right to our computers here in the Weather Center, but we can also pass along that information. But this is from the Pletcher area, and you can see a tree on fire here that's fallen on a power line, but we're seeing a lot of this. This is in the Pletcher area there when that storm was moving from Perry and into Chilton County, but we're seeing a lot of this tonight. And as Steve and Brittany talked about, you just never know. Some of these power lines are active. If you do encounter some of those, drive around. Do not attempt to cross those lines, and avoid those at all costs if you are out and about tonight. And if you are traveling, have early morning start time for work tomorrow, just know on these secondary roads to the south, take it slow and check ahead. Be extra careful, because we could see some trees down in the roadways out there through the early morning hours. But again, this is a picture just in from the First Alert Weather app. A viewer shared with us, and by the way, let me see that
There's
viewer.
another one from Plantersville in there, Wes.
This was from Jared Moss. So Jared sharing that with us tonight, that photo. And you said you had another photo?
There's another one from a tree down on County Road 16, Plantersville, Alabama. Refresh your, see if you can see it come up.
Okay, yeah, we'll try to bring that up. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of those reports, as Tonia mentioned, trees down in this part of the area. But at the moment, if we go back to our, okay, so go ahead, Tonia.
Okay.
I see you had that pulled up there. So, all right, so yeah, this is down in Maplesville. This is right there, not far from Highway 82. But you can see another tree down in the roadway. A lot of first responders and storm spotters out and about tonight, keeping us well informed on what's happening. The good news with this, the tornado warning, it has expired for Coosa County. So at this time, we're just tracking mostly just a lot of rain that's moving through Coosa County. You can see the heavier rain and storms are now from near Wetumpka back to Dadeville. That one storm that prompted the warning just south of Ashland, now that's even weaker from what we see right now. If you want to go in and take a closer look at this, Tonia, right now it looks like that is a much weaker storm at this time. So no indications that this all of a sudden is going to go back to producing a tornado.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's always a great sign, Wes. And so we're watching now really just a weaker rotation. I mean, this shows us, you can see how broad this is. It's not touching. When you see the greens and red touching, well, that indicates that there could be a tornado present. But when you see it not touching, that's a good sign as a viewer. So if you're in those areas, or if you're in Coosa County, you're in the clear at this moment. No active warnings, still under that tornado watch until 2 a.m. But I'm anticipating some of those counties to be excluded from that. It looks like we have a severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up for the southern portions, though, of Tallapoosa County here.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go in here.
Let's go, Tonia, over to bring the radar view in, because I know a lot of folks are up with us tonight. Just to show you, this is
family or friends.
Yeah, this is approaching Auburn. So folks in the Auburn area, around Liberty City. Let's go to the Montgomery radar. I believe we can bring Maxwell in on this, and we'll get a better view and just see if we have any indications of a tornado with this. But this is a severe thunderstorm warning that has popped up. And let's go ahead and click on this so we can get the time. This is Elmore County until 12:45 in the morning. So a severe thunderstorm warning there for Elmore County until 12:45. But this is around Friendship, Carville areas. This is south of Dadeville. You can see this is past Eclectic. Again, this storm is tracking towards the Auburn area. Let's back the view out once again. Just want to show folks where this is. There's Dadeville, Alexander City here to the north, and along this line, this looks kind of linear here, more of a straight line wind thread it looks like at the moment. Let's bring in velocity data.
Yeah, let's see. Let's
see if we have some rotation here.
It's very broad.
Is this the Maxwell radar site?
Okay, sorry. It keeps changing. Let me put that back. There we go.
Okay, so let's go back out to the. I need to see this a little bit broader here. Let's hold it right here.
All right.
All right, let me see the shear rate on this. Okay, so this is mostly symbolizing where we got some strong straight line winds at the moment with this. So if you have loved ones, friends here to the south tonight, right now just seeing some strong winds with this, some straight line winds at the moment. No indication that this is about to turn into a tornado at this time, but it's a severe thunderstorm. We're under a tornado watch, so we do need to pay attention to this. This is Lake Martin that you see. There's Dadeville, there's the Barnesville area. So again, this is south of our coverage area. I'm sure our friends at WSFA, our sister station in Montgomery, is tracking this, but I know a lot of folks can watch us on the weather app. Our Facebook pages are streaming us right now.
Could be some hail in this, Wes.
What's that?
Could be some hail in this, some penny-sized hail.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Wes was also mentioning, hail and straight line winds are going to be our main concerns here, but I can pixie query this. So at least about half of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch of hail, an inch of size for hail. So just want to let viewers know about that, Wes.
Yeah, and you know, this is all really starting to flare up again in those areas to the south. It looks like, Brody, is that South Tallapoosa County is included in that warning?
Yeah, South
Okay,
Tallapoosa
so it
County.
does include the far southern part of Tallapoosa County. So if you are getting those alerts on your weather radios, perhaps around Alexander City, just to let you know, this is south of you. This is in the far southern part of the county, but this is going to be moving closer to the Auburn area, but not seeing a tornado with this at the moment. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, mainly for, as Tonia mentioned, large hail, straight line wind damage possible as this continues to the east. Let's go back to our local radar view and just kind of reset the stage, and you can see even the rain has ended for most of our area. Still a little bit of rain. I know we haven't talked much about areas to the northeast. Let's take the view into Gadsden and Cherokee County. Nothing really standing out. Actually, Cherokee and Calhoun County, we have been cleared from that tornado watch. So Cleburne County still in the watch. Looks like Clay County still in the watch. Hopefully soon, once that one little storm, that's the one that produced the tornadoes, that's south of Ashland. So hopefully soon Coosa and Clay counties can be cleared. But you can see the severe threat has now kind of recycled and shifted more south towards Auburn. But at this point, it looks like that is a severe storm. But folks in Lee County, down around Elmore County, southern Tallapoosa County, need to certainly stay weather alert until this passes. But most of our area right now, we are in the clear, Tonia.
Yeah, absolutely, Wes. So the good news is that we're going to continue to see counties clipped away from that tornado watch. But as of right now, still just watching the chance for some strong and even a possible severe storm moving through southern portions of Tallapoosa County. Could be some straight line winds there, some hail as well. So if you're outside of Eclectic, areas further to the east of Eclectic, the southern portions of Tallapoosa County and heading towards Auburn, you'll likely still get some damages from this storm, from the winds that could be exceeding about 60 miles per hour, also the hail. So we're just watching that one area, but at least for central Alabama as a whole is looking a lot better. No active tornado warnings, but just that one severe storm that's continuing to track to the east and will likely be out of our area very soon. I just want to remind you that this severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 12:45 a.m. So still about 40 minutes or so of this warning to be in effect, and this is including the southern portions of Tallapoosa County, Elmore, Alabama, and heading towards Lee, Alabama, near Auburn. So that's just the one area that we're watching. I'm not seeing any tight rotation with that storm when I look here, so that's good news. But there could be some strong winds with this. And as far as lightning, not getting a whole lot of lightning strikes with this storm, but still, I mean, about 20 lightning strikes or so within that area over towards Kent and Burlington and Cherokee Bluff. So if you have family or friends in that area, just go ahead and let them know that they are not under a tornado warning, but there is a severe storm moving through their area. So it helps to be weather aware and alert during this time. And
again, Tonia, we're talking about areas south of our coverage area.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking down in the Auburn community. This is down into the Montgomery coverage area at this time. So most of the Fox 6 coverage area, we are in the clear for the rest of tonight. And I tell you what, Tonia, we said midnight. Looks like this timed out just right. I was like, fingers crossed. We don't want much of this past midnight tonight. But listen, get some rest. The severe weather threat is coming to an end for our area. Just be careful if you're in. I know for a lot of folks right now, there's some response happening in parts of Chilton County where we had some confirmation. There's some trees in the road, things like that. Just be careful out there overnight. We will be back here. Lots of updates at 4 o'clock in the morning. Of course, Good Day Alabama kicks off. We'll keep an eye on things for you tonight. Lots of updates on the First Alert weather app. But on behalf of our team, Brittany, Steve, and Tonia, before we sign off here, Steve, Brittany, anything you want to add here quickly?
Just as you get up in the morning and get out, show a little grace, a little patience. You got your first responders, your utility crews out there trying to bring things back together. And you could have trees down all over our viewing area. So, this applies everywhere, not just in Chilton and Coosa, that we've been talking about these last couple hours.
Correct. In Chilton County, the dispatcher there telling folks to be patient with them as they're dealing with an enormous amount of storm-related calls right now. So if you are impacted, they're asking the community in Chilton County to give them a little bit of grace as well as they start to head out those crews to respond to any damage that is in the community. So be safe out there tonight.
Okay, be safe out there tonight. We're going to sign off right now. First Alert Weather Day has ended for our coverage area. Of course, Good Day Alabama starts at 4 o'clock. Lots of updates on the WBRC News app and Weather app. And we will see you back here at 4 o'clock in the morning. Thanks for staying up late with us. Again, some big improvements in our weather coming up over